What's going on, people? I just wanted to give you a quick message. If you've come across my channel, if you've come across this video and you found it useful in any way, please leave me a like and consider subscribing as well. It supports me, it helps me out a lot, and it doesn't cost you anything. I know you guys wanted a video like this for a while. I'm glad I'm finally getting around to making it. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, please, if you want to support me, drop me a like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. What's going on, people, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I would mix for WEWANTWRAITHS. So this is going to be a WEWANTWRAITHS vocal setup, vocal chain. The same can be applied if you was doing like a Nafe Smallz vocal or Huncho. This is how I would mix for all of those guys. And if you want to follow along, if you want to download these stems and kind of copy what I'm doing, the link will be in the description below where you can purchase these vocals and mix along with me. This is, of course, the Vocal Multi-Track 50. So if you want to follow along, that's where you can get it. So let's listen to the track. Let's hear how it sounds with all of our plugins.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. I know it's just a mistake, baby. But you told me in the past, girl, who should I choose? So I roll it up and keep hope. But you try to take what's mine, like who would've knew? Oh well, I inhale and exhale. Runs back in the back, God sing to me.
All right, so that's our vocal with all of the effects on it. We're gonna go through plugin by plugin. Let's just bypass all of our plugins real quick. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is find out the song key. This is the most important part of this whole process. You need to know the song key. If you're using auto-tune or any tuning plugins, you need to make sure you're tuning to the key of the song you're in. So I use the Hornet Song Key Mark IV. I think this cost me like £3, and it gives you kind of an option of 3 keys. I think it turned out to be, embarrassingly, none of those. It turned out to be A minor. Did it say A minor there? No, it didn't. I don't know why it thinks it's in major, but usually Song Key Mark IV usually works. But for some reason it wants to embarrass me. But I guess just you need to know the song key is the most important thing. So I've obviously worked it out. It's in A minor. These are the settings that I've used. I've got it on the lowest settings, the lowest speed and note transition. If you want it to sound more natural, you can put this up a little bit, but I want it to sound really kind of unnatural, I guess. And we've got the tube tech as well on this lead vocal. So let's see what those are doing.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. I know it's just a mistake, baby. But you told me in the past, girl, who should I choose?
So we're just doing -3 decibels of gain reduction. Nothing too crazy. We just want to round off the vocals a little bit. I don't like to make my compressors work too hard. I usually have like 2, 3, or even 4 compressors doing a smaller amount of gain reduction than just one just getting slammed. Next up, we've got the R compressor, which is doing a little bit more of compression, but we've got it at a 1.52 ratio.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do.
So you can hear that's just making it sound a lot more compressed, giving us that kind of processed sound that we want for this type of vocal. The R compressor is really good for that. If you want that really compressed sound, I'd recommend the R compressor a lot. Then we've got a de-esser. We're just at, it's like a lower, the sibilants were at a bit of a lower frequency, as you can see. So we've got it at 3.4K.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know.
It was mainly to catch the chus, I guess, the ch. It's not an overly sibilant vocal, so I didn't need to do too much at this stage. But as you can see, I've got another de-esser later on in a chain, which we'll get to in a sec. Then we've got this EQ here, and we're just doing a big scoop. This is something that I saw from a Jason Joshua video, as you can see from the preset. But this is really good to make your vocals sound brighter. So it felt like it was a little bit muddy, a little bit, you could hear a lot of the room, and I just wanted it to sound a lot more brighter. So let's hear what it's doing.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. I know it's just a mistake, baby.
So you can hear it just stands out a lot more. It's a lot more brighter. a lot less muddy and kind of boxy. And it just cuts through the beat a lot better. So that's how I did it. I just did a nice big scoop there in the lower frequencies. Then we have we've got another compressor, this time the SSL compressor, and we've got a slow attack and fast release here, and that's so we can make our vocals really poke through in the mix, give it a little bit more sharpness, and just make it stand out a lot better. So let's take a listen and you'll see what it's doing.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. No, it's just a mistake, baby.
Again, you can just hear the lift already. As soon as it's engaged, you just hear the vocals get a bit of a lift. We're just doing -4 decibels. And yeah, these are my settings for that. I really like the SSL compressor on vocals. I use it a lot, pretty much on most of my mixes at this point. Then we've got another de-esser. This time the frequencies are a bit higher. When you start compressing vocals, compressors usually start bringing out the sibilants. So you might need to, I usually have a de-esser somewhere at the top of my chain and then somewhere at the end of my chain after the compressors, and parallel compressors and all that kind of thing. So yeah, this one's just a little bit higher at 5.5K, and we have a soothe as well.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. No, it's just a mistake, baby.
And that's just to really tame the sibilants and the harsh frequencies. Now, I felt this is a little bit optional. The Saturn II, we're doing some distortion on this, and I just felt like it needed some character. I don't always hear this on WEWANTWRAITHS songs. It's kind of like a Travis Scott sound, I'd say more. But I just felt like this song needed a little bit of compression. So we're using this American Tweed amp, which is, yeah, it's an amp. The drive's at 20%, and we just got a 24% in the mix. And let's hear what that's doing.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. No, it's just a mistake, baby. But you told me in the past, girl, who should I choose? So I'll roll it up and keep hope.
So it's just giving it that nice character. Again, this is optional. This is something that you might want to add, might not want to, but I just like the tone that it gives it, the character it gives it. Then from our lead vocals, we've got go to this all vocal bus. We've got the SSL virtual mix bus, just to give it that kind of SSL desk vibe, and an air flanger. Now the air flangers, just to give the vocal a bit of character, works really well with auto-tune, because it kind of makes the vocal wobble a little bit.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do.
So it gives it that kind of almost robotic sound. I've only got it at 6%, so not too crazy. I've got the rate at 1.15 hertz and the feedback at +1%. And then we've got an ensemble and the little micro shift here to give it some width.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. No, it's just a mistake, baby. But you told me in the past, girl, who should I choose? So I'll roll it up and keep hope.
As you can see, as soon as I engaged that reverb, it kind of made the vocal sound a lot less kind of muffled, I guess. Because, you know, in the modern day, we're recording a lot of small vocal booths. So I like to add these room vocals just to kind of brighten up the vocal a little bit and give it a little bit more depth. And then we've got a Pro Q2 at the end here, and we just wanted to add some brightness. Also, I wanted to bring out some of the lows in the vocal, and just there was a little bit of ringing going on, a little bit of, I guess, room ring that I just wanted to tame here at 400 hertz.
I've been feeling betrayed lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. No, it's just a mistake, baby. But you told me in the past, girl, who should I choose? So I'll roll it up and keep.
Cool. So let's get to the effects now. Now my effects chain hasn't changed since my last video. Any of my last videos, I have these two reverbs. One's kind of like a medium-sized reverb, one's a larger reverb, and I pretty much use these on all the time. There's nothing has changed there, but I'll just run through them quickly. We've got a H delay here. We've got the vintage Valhalla verb. As you can see, the pre-delay is on 0. That's because the H delay is working as my pre-delay. So we've got a 0 pre-delay on there, and then our H delay is working as a pre-delay. Pro Q2, another reverb. I use this EQ here because it allows me to cut the mids. So this is the mid and the sides, and as you can see, I'm just cutting the mids there to make way for to make it a little bit of space for the vocal, I guess. And then another Pro Q2 there. Cool. Oh, and then the other reverb is this and this.
I've been feeling BJ lately. Sometimes, girl, I don't know what I should do. No, it's just a mistake, baby. But you told me in the past, girl, who should I choose? So I'll roll it up and keep hope, but you try to take what's mine, like.
All right, now let's quickly run through the ad-libs. So we'll mute the lead vocals here. I'm not going to do the guy dirty, and I'm going to keep the tuner on.
I don't know. I know it's just a mistake.
As you can see, it's the same settings for the Tube Tech, but the R compressor, we're really smashing it. -10, -12 decibels of gain reduction. We've got the C4 here.
I don't know. I know it's just a mistake. You told me in the past.
So the C4 is giving it that kind of, not so much phone effect, but we want to kind of put the ad-libs on a different frequency range to the lead vocals, just so that it's sitting at a different frequency and they're not clashing. Also, I think it gives it a nice tone and a nice sound. The Saturn II gives us that same character that I was looking for in the lead vocal, except we've got the mix set to 40% rather than, I think, 20 or whatever it was on the lead vocal. We're using a pan man to make the vocals shift from speaker to speaker, and that kind of adds movement to our mix, but also width, and also, of course, keeps the ad-libs out of the way of the lead vocals. And then we have this reverb here with these settings.
Told me in the past, girl, who should I choose? So I'll roll it up and keep hope, but you try to take what's mine, like who would've knew? Oh well, what ain't.
But I don't know why that's just trying to embarrass me and not say the right thing. But anyway, that is my We Want Raves vocal chain. I even forgot to put the fourth delay back on the ad-libs, but you get the picture. That's kind of how I would mix for We Want Raves. I'll use a similar kind of setup for Huncho, Nafe Smallz, D-Block Europe. That's the kind of, these are the kind of techniques I'd use on all of those artists. So if you enjoyed this video, please, if you want to support me, drop me a like. It doesn't cost a thing. It's free. If you haven't already, then subscribe. I'm going to be dropping videos like this all the time. Hit the notification bells if you don't want to miss them. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.